Hello, you lovely people. This is me, the Bombay Chef Varun Namdar, and welcome to Get Curried. Well, Valentine's Day is around the corner. And if you are looking at a recipe today, which is as traditional gets, yet with a difference, this is the recipe for all of you. What I'm showing you is a classic combination of butter chicken and lasagna. The name of the recipe, butter chicken lasagna. Let's begin. Coming straight to the point, butter chicken, Italian lasagna, and this recipe is a combination of these two classics. But what I'm doing is, instead of using chicken tikka or leftover chickens or something like that, in this case, I'm using chicken mince. The first thing that we need to do for this recipe is make the butter chicken base, for which we're going to require tomatoes. Ripe tomatoes in a wok or a kadai, or for all you care, you can also use a pressure cooker. To this, I'm going to add in red onions. Well, red onions in this recipe literally work as a thickener, because if you see, tomatoes will juice up and release all its moisture. Onions will bring them together. And to bind all of this together, I'm going to add in cashew nuts. While the flame is still off, mind you, let's add in some cloves of garlic. I'm not very fond of ginger in my butter chicken. Hence, if you see the whole trail of recipes that I've shown you in the past, butter chicken, of course, does not use ginger. To this, I'm going to add in sugar. Now, this literally depends on the amount of sweetness that you would prefer in this recipe. The butter chicken that I've shown you over the years is sweet. This one will be moderately sweet. So I am adding in 2 tablespoons of sugar. The classic one that I'd shown you has 4 tablespoons of sugar. To this, I'm going to add in the quintessential ingredient, butter. Because not only does butter chicken signify velvety, smooth and silken, it also signifies the presence of butter. That brings in that nice buttery texture to this recipe. At this stage, I'm going to turn the flame on and ensure that all of this just kind of begins to get sauteed. I'm not looking at any caramelization or any charring at this stage. This is just to kind of excite all the ingredients, especially the sugar and the tomatoes. Let's mix this well. Once the butter gets excited and all the ingredients as well, I'm going to add in red chili powder. Now, this is a combination of chili that gives you good color as well as spice. Little on spice, more on color. Let's add this in. Next that goes in is white vinegar, which is generally available in all kitchen pantries. Along with this, dried fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi. A touch of garam masala powder, but not too much, because you do not want the spicy element through the garam masala. Cream, this is thick whipping cream, unsweetened, and also of dairy origin, let me tell you. Along with this, salt as required. Remember the fact that butter has salt. Let's mix this well. And finally to this, let's add in water. With this, your makhani gravy or makhani sauce is done and ready. Let's give this a quick stir and allow this to cook on high flame for at least 15 minutes. Our gravy mix is cooked and ready. Time to hand blend this. With this, our gravy is now finely done and ready. Let's keep this aside. Let's give all of this a quick mix. Ensure you scrape the sides and the bottom. You would have realized and noticed by now, I've used a hand blender because the gravy is still hot. It's still on the flame. It's still getting cooked while getting ground. And that's the beauty of this recipe. If you want, you can also cool this down completely and run this in a blender. Well, I do not want to waste time in the kitchen making this recipe. I'm adding in chicken mince directly into this recipe. Let's do that. It's important to mix all of this quickly, and while mixing that, I also want you to mash this, because the keema or the mince would otherwise clump and become like koftas, and we do not want that to happen. The next thing that I want you to do is to add in the sheets of lasagna straight into the butter chicken, and this way we also ensure that we do not waste time in the kitchen. What we would have done otherwise in ideal case is we would have taken a baked dish, would have layered this with sauce, lasagna, and topped it up with cheese and then eventually baked it. What I have done is I have made the entire mixture, including the lasagna sheets. We would pour this into the baked dish, layer that with cheese and bake this. But before that, let's wait for the lasagna sheets to cook beautifully well. The lasagna sheets have cooked wonderfully well, and if you notice, the sauce or the gravy has also kind of lessened because all the wonderful juices have been absorbed by the lasagna sheets. At this stage, off goes the flame. I'm going to transfer all of this in a baked dish. And finally onto this, some pizza cheese or mozzarella cheese. Our butter chicken lasagna is assembled and ready. The next step is to bake this at 220 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. The whole idea here is to ensure that the cheese of course starts melting on the top, but also starts developing these beautiful golden brown specks. Let's do that. With this, my version of a quick, simple, easy butter chicken lasagna Valentine's special is done and ready. Make this for your family, make this for your friends, but more importantly today, make this for yourself and for your Valentine. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye for now.